About 10,000 Chinese and North Koreans with mortar fire and artillery fire, because there was a lot of Turkish, the best way to put it.
This is your neighbor, Chuck.
Hey, Grandpa. Yeah, he's like, how are you doing today?
And my wife made some pumpkin pie if y'all want to come over later.
I mean,
I had a bad sense of humor, the best way to put it. I could have shot several people, but I beat them to death with my rifle.
there you go.
Because you got to be a stone cold killer.
Well, he just completely talked the way a total detached psychopath would talk about
I
killing.
know.
He's just like, well, I had a kind of a bad sense of humor.
I killed a
Shalom, Kal Halalim La Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Wahawar Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of GMS at Ruwal, who I learned this truth from, and salutations and blessings to you elect, starting with 144,000 and the rest of the 1/3. So, this lesson is going into Cain, just that spirit of murder, right? This is from a podcast, and even these guys laughing. These are Edomites, they're, these guys are Edomites, devils. But this is going into that murder mindset that Esau has, that spirit that he has. Okay, because we know there's a difference between murder and killing, right? A person can roll up on you and try to steal what you have, right? Take your belongings and try to use a sword, right? Whether ancient or modern, whatever you want to apply it to, and take your life. In that case, you can kill that person because this is self-defense. But murder is something that you do without cause, without a just cause, I'll say, right? Without the law backing you up. So let's go to the book of Genesis 4:19. And Lamech took unto him 2 wives. The name of the one was Adah, and the name of the other Zillah. And Adah bare Jabal. He was the father of such as dwell in tents, and of such as have cattle. And his brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of all such as handle the harp and organ. Now, meanwhile, mind you, this is right after, pretty much, we don't know the exact time span, but this is pretty much after Adam and the Adamites, and that lineage was exiled from the garden eastward in Eden, right? And these are their descendants, right? Lamech, right? When you go into it, you can get the genealogy. Lamech's father was Methuselah, all the way up to Enoch, right? And these are descendants of Adam, who we know through the Spirit as being Yahweh Shai. And one interesting thing I was meditating on is, it's interesting to note that Adam, we know as Yahweh Shai, right? If you have ears to hear, he also came back, right? Who we know is Yahweh Shai, that spirit, but he didn't have that name yet. He came back as Isaac. And Adam and Isaac, Adam produced Cain, and Isaac produced Esau. That's just something I was meditating on spiritually. But these are the great people, man. When you go into Genesis 6, the giants, the Nephilim, the Nephilim, the fallen ones, okay? Not literal giants, but the fallen ones. That's what Nephilim means, right? These were the, when you read in the NLT Genesis 6, which we can get real quick, because we're just two chapters away. It says Genesis 6:4 in the NLT, in those days, and for some time after, giant Nephilites lived on the earth. These were fallen ones. Okay? When we go into this word, right, giant is Napayal, right? Napayal, which is to fall. Napal, right? To fall, right? How did they fall? They fell away from the glory, right? They went into other ways that they were not supposed to, and steadily throughout the generations, they fell more and more into a cursed state. Even, right, Lamech, I believe, is the grandfather of Noah, but Noah descended from that lineage. And when after the flood, right, occurred, when he sent out the dove, and the dove didn't return, which meant there was land nearby, right? Yahweh spoke with Noah, and he told Noah, look, my spirit will not endure with man. Okay? And that time period, the Lord said, look, the days of men shall be 120, right? Which right now, as King David said in the book of Psalms, it's very fortunate that if you make it to 60, right? 3 score. So let's go back to Genesis 4. So this is the time period pretty much where that spirit of murder and unrighteousness pre-flood, right, was starting to take place, because before this, right, things were in order, right? There was order in the house, in the footstool of the Lord on the planet. So it says, verse 23, and Lamech said unto his wives, Adan Zillah, hear my voice, you wives of Lamech, hearken unto my speech, for I have slain a man to my wounding and a young man to my hurt. Now in the NLT, because I've read a commentary, these Christians, man, these bugged out Christians, Lamech, he was violent, he killed a person. This was the time when killing and everything, but they try to blame Lamech. But look what it says in the NLT. One day Lamech said to his wives, Adan Zillah, hear my voice, listen to me, you wives of Lamech. I have killed a man who attacked me, a young man who wounded me. So he got wounded, he got attacked, so he defended himself. But this is showing you what? In the garden, in that state, there was no murder, right? There was no injustice. But after the exile and Adam was banished and the Adamites were banished, right? You had this spirit. See, this guy rolled up on him. We don't know the details, but he rolled upon Lamech and Lamech slayed him, but he got wounded. So this is that spirit and time period we're out here. That was out there, right? And if someone who kills Cain is punished 7 times, then the one who kills me will be punished 77 times, or 70 and sevenfold in the KJV. So let me play this next clip. And this guy, a lot of people have been seeing him. He was an ex. I don't know exactly the name, but he was a special ops. He wasn't a regular infantry guy. He was a high level, I don't know if it was the Marines or Navy, but he was a high level, like he was in a group pretty much, those guys. And this dude, when he talks about what he did, you can just see it on his face that this guy is in love with this. He loves it. He loves it so much. Even people that watch it, they comment. I've seen this comment frequently on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, where they're like, "Oh, what's the opposite of PTSD?" Because this guy, when he talks about, like, you'll see it when you'll see it in his face when he talks about these memories, he's loving it. And this is that spirit of TubalCain, man. Okay, TubalCain, we know, was as we read in the book of Genesis, he was the artificer. Or did we read in Genesis? I don't think we did. Hold on, let me type in TubalCain. But TubalCain was the artificer. You can say, 422. Yeah, we read that. In Zillah, she also bare TubalCain. Maybe I skipped it. I don't remember. An instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. And in the NLT, it says he became an expert in forging tools of bronze and iron. You can extrapolate, especially in the book of not the book of, but the book of Josephus, who was a historian who had access to different, more records than we do now, pretty much. Not everything is on point, but he gives you a good historical perspective that TubalCain was a martial artist. That's what he says. He was a man of war, and he was an artificer of weapons. Okay. Now, when you look up Cain, Tubal means to travel, a traveler or traveling. Cain, when you look up Cain, right, you're gonna have a lot of stuff, and this is why, it's a blessing that the apostles are here. Like when you look up the word Cain is Qayan, not Cain, but Qayan, Qayan. Almost similar here, but it's a Qayan. See, it does not mean to acquire or to possess, right? It has nothing to do with that. Right here is a more accurate description, right? It says meaning a lance. What is a lance? That's a weapon, right? It's a weapon. A lance is a weapon. It's almost like a spear, but it's different. And when you go to different, like here's a blue letter, and they're kind of actually more accurate as well. Quayan, the last time I checked, where is that? Oh, let me go to the root. Quayan here. So you got to go a little bit in. A lance, a striking, a spear. Okay, which is a weapon. Like I've heard Apostle Tahar mention that it means dagger. I believe that's when you look it up in the Ben Yehudis, which I don't have with me right now. But it pretty much means a weapon. So a traveling weapon, a person like a mercenary. He's a traveler. You know, this man he's a fugitive. He has no principles or morals. He'll go to the highest bidder, and he's always trying to up on you. He's trying to up game on you. You know, he's trying to deceive you, pretty much. But he's a weapon, bro. And the most successful kind of weapon is a weapon that doesn't look like a weapon. This guy can look like Dexter, like a regular Edomite. This guy's dangerous as hell, man. With poisons, with different weapons. You know how to just take you out. You know, and this man has mastered that mindset of being a weapon in every form. Psychological weapons, you know, not just mortal, you know, death weapons, you know, to destroy, to delete you. He has a damn heart attack gun, right? He has all these different methods wherein he can delete you, right? When you go to Edom Online, I'm just showing you, brothers, for new brothers, that when you look some things up, some things go off. So you have to know, you have to decipher. Don't just wing it, or don't just just take it for face value, because Edom Online clearly goes off. It has nothing to do with created one or Smith. That's not what Quayan means. It does not mean to form or to fashion. Okay? Figurative use for murderer, fratricide, it does not mean those things, right? Although it's descriptive of Cain. But this is off. This does not mean that. This is also from another. I just typed in lexicon so you get different results. What does it say here? Cain. Metal worker, brought forth, acquired. No, it does not mean those things. So I'm just showing you. First of all, you can ask brothers, brothers over you, what certain words mean if you're not sure. Maybe the Spirit's telling you. I don't know, because brothers do their own studies. But I'm pretty sure brothers have heard Quayan. I'm just speaking for completely new brothers. If anybody like that is listening. So let me play that next clip.
Experience in Iraq with the Rangers, and like that day I was fucking fed up with them, like there's some young fucking 18-year-old kid medic in the back of the truck, and like I'm like, hey, fucking give these people morphine. He's like, I'm not supposed to give the enemy morphine, Sergeant, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, does anyone look like a fucking enemy to you here? Anyone fighting you in the back of the truck? Then there is no fucking enemies here, bud. Fucking give these people some drugs, so like at least we ain't gotta fucking hear them moan and shit, you know what I mean? And like the kid, like I had to force him to like fucking be humane, you know what I mean? And because he was just trying to follow orders. Later they'd be so much better, right? But beginning of the war, like that was my first Saddam hit, you know what I mean? And I was just thinking, fucking this is gonna be awesome, man. That kid was shooting down the street with the 50 cal, like. Imagine just a fucking city street in Austin, right? And you're parked in the middle of the road, and you just shoot with a 50 cal off the top of a Humvee, like 8 feet off the ground. Dude, those tracer rounds would skip down the road. It was breaking glass, fucking going through cars, fucking, 500 yards down the road. Like, people scattered. Like, it's amazing. Wow. 50 cal's amazing. You know what I mean? And then I had to fucking pick up guts, but...
Well, this is the fucked up thing about it, is like, you went through all this chaos. You're uniquely qualified for chaos for some strange reason.
Love chaos is my jam, man. As soon as this gets confusing, I got this. You know what I mean?
But why is that?
I don't fucking know. It seems to be what I do best. That? Yeah, I think so.
Is that something that, like, you accumulated this mindset over time?
Know.
Or did you just always have it?
I think it was beat into me.
Really?
Yeah, like, think about it. When I was a kid, the house was chaotic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You learn the chaos.
Right. And then it's just, you're designed for that. Break glass in case of war.
Yeah. I guess so. I don't know. I think I'm a normal guy, but like people tell me I'm not.
Not
but,
normal.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand you. I understand you. It's not normal, but I understand you.
Yeah. I mean, like, look, I just feel like, okay, we're all going to die. I'm not going to let it ruin my day. I've been through bad shit. I'm not the fucking victim. I've done bad shit. I'm not the fucking bad guy.
Hey, man. That's E, bro. That's a real Cainite. Never mind the Edomite. That's a Cainite. This is 1 John 3 and 11. Let me actually get this in the blue letter because I want to see what it says in the NLT. Is that 1 John 3 and 11? It says, NLT, this is the message you have heard from the beginning. We should love one another, right? And that was what was, kept in the garden. Adam was tilling, he was dressing as a priest. He was dressed in the garden in the sense of being a priest. Okay, it wasn't just butt naked, like how they show you with the leaves on and the trees around and animal. It was order. It was amazing. There was incense. There was all kinds of things, man. And Adam was a high priest. Okay? And there was love amongst another because we were all keeping the law. There was no murder, adultery, none of that. Right? We must not be like Cain, who belonged to the evil one and killed his brother. And why did he kill him? Because Cain had been doing what was evil and his brother had been doing what was righteous. KJV, not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, Job 9:24, and slew his brother. And wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were evil and his brother's righteous. See? So that's that spirit, man, that was in the earth at that time when I was bringing out with Lamech, right? And that video I played, like I said, that guy, hey man, that guy's excited. He's excited. Okay, when he hears a bang at night and he wakes up, he doesn't start yelling and screaming and crying. He goes for his rifle. That guy's ready. That's a weapon. That's Quayon. All right. Anyway, I hope you're edified with that. Ka halalim la Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom to the elect.